Good evening. It's 6 o'clock. I'd like to call the regular meeting to order. Please call the roll.
Eck. Wertz.
Here.
Trent. Griffin.
Here.
Ware. Campbell. Smith-Williams.
Here.
Eilerman.
Here.
Thank you. Let's please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Now is the time for public comment. Do we have anybody wishing to address the board? The format for our board is everybody's given 3 minutes to address the board. No comments?
Do we have an update from Hastings and Chavetta?
Yep. Thanks. Sure. Is this on? No. Oh, yeah. It is. Hello, my name's there. It is definitely on. My name is Taylor Williamson. I'm an architect and project manager with Hastings and Chavetta. I was asked to give a little update on the renovation and addition project. I'll keep it brief. I know you guys have been here all day long, so I just wanted to go through a couple slides, talk about the schedule, budget, and the overall design. I am a recent hire with Hastings and Chavetta. I've been at Hastings and Chavetta for about a year, which is not the entirety of this project, so I had to talk with a couple of my colleagues to get an idea of what you had seen before I was here. And we'll talk about it. Helped me build these slides. So, schedule. We submitted our schematic design to CDB on September 13th of 2024. That went in for review. We got those comments back in. The typical review process for CDB is 5 weeks. And we had no issues there. Comments came back, and we made our design development submittal to CDB in February 28th of 2025. Again, 5-week review period. No issues there. Comments received on April 4th. We are proceeding into construction documents. We have our 50% construction document submittal coming up on July 3rd. That will be another 5-week review period. That's a required 5-week review period with CDB, July 3rd to August 7th. And then finally, our 100% construction documents will be November 14th. And that will also have a 5-week review period. I have 2 asterisks down at the end. We have phase 2 abatement and demo. Through our conversations with the college and CDB, we all want this project to move faster, so we have worked to create a additional phase, which will be an abatement and demo phase that will be directly preceding the upcoming roofing project. So once that roofing project is completed, we will start this abatement and demo phase. And I have another slide coming up here to discuss that abatement and demo schedule. Now, there is an asterisk here, highly dependent on when the roofing contractors finish that job. For us to start this abatement and demo process, we need the roof to be completed before we can start abatement. And you need the new roof because if we're dealing with the mold, if we're abating mold or abating any sort of hazardous material, you want it to be covered because you don't want to just cause the issue again. But we will be issuing the abatement drawings 7/28 of this year. CDB will be reviewing those, submitting those back to us August 25th, giving us a little bit of time to respond to those comments. Final approval from CDB on 10/23 of this year. Yeah, there's a have the slight order miss up there, but the bid document release is to directly proceed to respond to comments. It's not the date is wrong, it is 9/24, but once we release those comments, there's a couple final comments that CDB might have, and then final approval on 10/23. Demo to start 10/25 and finish February 24th of 2026. And then substantial completion April 25th of 2026, which puts us, if I can go back, it works well with the overall schedule of the main renovation project. Our prime bid for the main project is April 24th, 2026. So these are very close dates. Really, everything needs to align and work well. But if it does, all will flow into each other very well. Roofing finishes, abatement demo starts, abatement and demo completes, and we start the main renovation and addition. And the big reason to do all of this is to reduce the overall schedule. So what was proposed, I think, in the last presentation was a 2-year, 2.5-year construction schedule. We've got that down to 18 months. And that is removing roofing. It's a huge amount of work that has been removed, and removing an abatement and demo, again, huge portion of work that we're taking out. It just gives us, I should say, the contractor a clean slate to come in and just start the renovation work and start the construction on the main renovation and addition work without any impediment. This is just a small slide to say where we are now. We are in construction documents. As I said before, we are quickly moving up on that April 3rd, 50% construction document deadline. Really no issue there. I'm very confident in the quality of our documents as they are right now. We've been working closely with the Lewis and Clark team and with CDB, and we'll be submitting those shortly. Also, to come with that will be a cost model update. I'll be getting into budget numbers here in a bit. Design, the fun stuff. So I don't think you've seen the design for a bit. So I'm going to try my best to sort of get you caught up from what you've seen to where we are now. This part's pretty easy. There hasn't been major significant changes to Baldwin, Caldwell, or the Baldwin Annex. We haven't had major programmatic changes. The major changes we've had from schematic design to now have been in our mechanical, electrical, and plumbing systems. So I think in the last proposal that we showed, we had individual mechanical systems in each room. We've gone to a overall mechanical system to run the Baldwin and Caldwell buildings. And that gave us some cost savings that we'll see in a couple of slides. It just provides some efficiencies. And what you'll see is that it sits where the old bookstore was. But the overall design intent, and this was talking with our head designer on this project, was to not change a lot, to keep the classrooms where they are, to keep offices where they are, to not have a major impact on these historic buildings if we don't have to. Especially on the second floor. This has been probably the biggest challenge of this project, was to detail and keep all of these wonderful historic details in Caldwell's second floor, while also installing major new mechanical, electrical, and plumbing systems. Floors 3 through 5, I know there's only 4 floors in Baldwin, but floors 3 through 5 in Baldwin and Caldwell, very straightforward. Nothing really has changed. Where classrooms are staying. Where offices are staying. The major change you would see on this would be that early childhood is moved from Phobes into Baldwin. The Phobes Hall addition. So site plan from the last presentation, it's a similar footprint, slight orientation change to the components. We still have restrooms that are required from a code perspective. We don't have enough restrooms in Phobes Hall to meet the code requirements, and we don't have enough stairs in Phobes Hall to meet the current code requirements. So that was the reasoning behind that addition. It was just further organized to be as tight as small footprint as we possibly could, and that's sort of where we landed today. Phobes Hall addition, I think, is probably the jewel of this addition and renovation. We have the enrollment, high school partnership, what we're calling the Spirit Store, financial aid, bursar's office, placement testing, and access and administration. This was a brand new rendering we had just completed. Really gives you the essence of the materials and overall design approach that we're going for that addition to Phobes. So it's a contemporary piece on a historic building. But there are wayfinders in the building itself. So it's a contemporary design that finds wayfinders in the historic building. So it's its own design, and that's really when you're doing these things, especially on government-funded projects, and you have to deal with the State Historic Preservation Office. You can't build a historic replica. They just won't let you do that. You have to respond in a different and unique way, but keep in line with the building in some way, shape, or form. So we keep in line with heights, window heights, window sill heights, stuff like that, material palettes, material colors. And that's what you see with these. The stone that we're using, similar coloring, but larger size. We have some metal panels. Does this have a point? It does have a pointer. Yep. The T-shape there are like a champagne colored metal panels. The cornice is a darker color, which we would like hopefully to blend in with the newly finished roof. There is some screening up here which will be hiding the mechanical system. Phobes is going to be run all from that mechanical system. This Phobes Historic and Phobes Addition will all be based on this new mechanical system, completely separate from Baldwin and Caldwell. And the reason that we're putting it on the new construction is that it's really hard to put these major mechanical systems in historic buildings. You have a seismic zone, you have historic structures that most likely can't handle the load. You can take care of all of those things really easily when you're doing new construction. So it just made sense to place it on there. And on this view, it's very easy to see it, but a lot of the perspectives on this campus, you don't see a lot of this, this mechanical system. A couple of the interior views here. This is directly inside that Phobes Addition. This is the Phobes Addition lobby. So it's a large atrium space, large light fixtures, very warm, subtle tones, some light branding. And you can see that we're keeping that historic Phobes structure that you'll just be directly entering from this new vestibule. Another view, aerial view, looking directly at the Phobes historic building. This is stepping into that Phobes historic building first floor. You would be looking at the Spirit Store entry. This would be inside the Spirit Store. Second floor of the historic Phobes Hall. The second floor, this is looking at the bursar office. And this is that looking out at the existing balcony that you have at the FOBS exterior. Second floor enrollment services. It's sort of hard to tell in this image, but that's all glass. Third floor FOBS hall, that's your tutoring lounge. Again, looking out through some of those existing historic penetrations into the FOBS addition. This is just a general interiors palette, finishes that we'll be using not only in the FOBS addition, but throughout the renovation. So it ties into the FOBS addition, the FOBS historic building, but throughout the campus as well. Budget. This was the big one, or at least this was a big one for me. When I joined the project, I reviewed the project and realized that we were about $3.5 million over, and that's not good. So I sat down with the team, I sat down with the consultants, and we thought about how are we going to get this in budget. I mean, the big ones that really helped us out, to be honest, are removing scope. When you remove roofing scope, it's huge. It takes dollars out of the project. When you remove abatement and demo, that's huge. It takes dollars out of the project. But we tried to push it further. So we reviewed the code again and found efficiencies. We found efficiencies in our mechanical system. We removed some large ticket items. We're talking $500,000 to $1 million worth of MEP items that came out between January and now. And we're still finding stuff, which is great. I'm excited to see what this 50% construction document cost estimate looks like. So this is where we were at schematic design. Total budget, which includes escalation. It also includes CDB's required contingencies, and there are also our cost estimator contingencies. So the project was over budget, but there was also like an 18 to 20% contingency, which is very, very big. But no excuses, it was over budget. When we submitted for 100% DD, we were in budget, very, very, very closely. We were at $49,983,000 on a $50 million project, but in budget. But we're still going. So the goal is to continually reduce this amount so that we can use those dollars for better furniture, better finishes. You know, there's better ways to disperse that money in this project. We're going to use the full $50 million, just how it's used and where. So this schedule, it's an assumed winter 2027 completion. Like I said, it's an 18-month construction schedule. That was going from a 24-month to an 18-month. The previous SD presentation that you saw was a 24-month construction schedule. We really are aiming for an 18-month construction schedule, and that is by reducing that scope. Those notes at the end are everything that I've been discussing. We have a more effective and efficient mechanical design, removing that roofing scope, the phase 2 abatement and demo reductions, reduced construction schedule, and reduced contingencies all add to this getting into budget, getting those millions of dollars out. Our next steps, I think I've covered this a few times, so I'm not going to go into it. We are submitting our 50% soon, and 100% CDs are November 14th. You all know that the roofing replacement is coming, and phase 2 abatement will follow directly after that. And we're shooting for a bid document release 02/14 of 26 for phase 2 abatement. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Great stuff. We're excited with the progress and appreciate your efforts. And welcome to the team. I know it's been a year, but it's good to meet you.
Thank you. Is there any questions? Or?
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
The omnibus agenda?
The omnibus agenda is presented for a vote. Is there any item on the board would like to be held out and voted separately? If not, I'll take a motion to approve the omnibus agenda. Second?
Second.
Discussion? Please call the roll.
Eck. Campbell. Smith Williams. Eilerman.
Yes.
Wertz.
Yes.
Trent. Griffin.
Yes. Under action items, we have Resolution 25-6, closed session minutes review.
Do I have a motion? Have a second? Second, is there discussion? Please call the roll.
Eck. Campbell. Smith Williams.
Yes.
Eilerman. Wertz.
Yes.
Trent. Griffin.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Resolution 25-7, closed session audio review.
Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Do I have a discussion? Please call the roll.
Eck. Griffin.
Yes.
Campbell. Smith Williams.
Yes.
Eilerman. Wertz.
Yes.
Trent.
Motion passes.
Adjust the compensation structure salary ranges for FY 2026 by 2.5%.
Do I have a motion to approve? Do I have any second to have any discussion? Please call the roll.
Eck. Trent. Eilerman.
Yes.
Wertz.
Yes.
Griffin.
Yes.
Campbell. Smith Williams.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Team member compensation increase recommendations for FY 2026.
Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll motion to approve.
Does I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Eck. Eilerman.
Yes.
Trent. Griffin.
Yes.
Campbell. Smith Williams.
Yes.
Wertz.
Yes, motion passes.
MOA LCFA counselor.
Do I have a motion? Have a second? Second. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Eck. Trent. Campbell. Smith Williams.
Yes.
Eilerman. Wertz.
Yes,
Griffin.
Yes.
motion passes.
Adjustments to accounts receivable.
Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Eck. Griffin.
Yes.
Eilerman.
Yes.
Wertz.
Yes,
Trent. Campbell. Smith Williams.
Yes.
motion passes.
Organize restructure.
Do I have a motion? Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Eck. Trent. Griffin.
Yes.
Campbell. Smith Williams.
Yes.
Eilerman.
Yes.
Wertz.
Yes, motion passes.
Under informational items,
Dr. Trask, anything you'd like to highlight in the information items?
No, I think just obviously capital project updates. You heard about the biggest one, but we've got fire line project and some others going on, so you can see that progress there. And then deferred maintenance, as we've noted last couple of months, we're providing a detailed and sort of live update on deferred maintenance projects on campus. We've prioritized those by color based on urgency. Progress is being made across the board. I mean, Dr. Artis, if you have anything you want to add. But no, nothing substantial, so unless there's any questions from the board.
thank you. Do we have any leadership team reports?
So that would just be me, and I just would say thank you to the board for a great day today at the retreat. Covered a lot, and just looking forward to a good summer as we tee up for our fall semester, which is looking great. So thank you all.
Thanks, Dr. T. At this time, we're going to adjourn open session.
Do you have a motion to adjourn to a closed session regarding appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees? Do you have a motion?
Motion.
Yes. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Eck. Griffin.
Yes.
Campbell. Smith Williams.
Yes.
Eilerman.
Yes.
Wertz.
Yes.
Trent.
Motion passes. Meeting is adjourned.